Okay, let's go to Sunday. First game, Lions, Bucs. Lions laying 6.5. Totals 48.5.
Don't look at me. Don't even make eye contact with me.
Why?
Do the cap.
Okay.
Because I know what you're going to do, and I want you to do it.
Okay.
That way I can sit here patiently, quietly seething, and then do what I got to do.
This is the Costa lock this week.
I knew it. I quit. Can I walk out? Go ahead.
Okay, I need to make kind of a snooty, pretentious point before I really get into the cap. I know this is right up my alley. I've read a lot about how the Bucs are going to blitz, and that's going to be a problem. We need to differentiate. Blitzing and pressure isn't the same thing.
Truth.
You can blitz and not get home. Jared Goff struggles when he's pressured, and I'll give you those numbers. But blitzing him doesn't automatically mean you're going to pressure him. Check in with the Vikings or even Todd Bowles earlier this season. The Lions won by double digits in Tampa, and Goff played a great game. They didn't run the ball. He played a great game. Now the Lions are healthy up front. They're going to have both running backs in this game. Yeah, I think they win this game by at least a touchdown. We've talked off air. I think it's a double-digit Lions win. Give you a stat. Lions offense, they love the motion, right? You love that too. Pre-snap.
Candy.
As you call it. The Bucs rank 32nd in yards per play against motion. That is dead last. So I really like him in this spot. Bucs third worst red zone offense in the league, so not scoring a ton of touchdowns. Now you factor in Aiden's humming. Houston's back. Loud crowd. Baker's the worst quarterback left in the playoffs. Good luck keeping up. You think I'm too confident?
No, I'm fine. I really don't think a team like the Lions deserves to be given 7 to
What does that mean,
anybody.
a team like the Lions?
Inexperienced, new, no superstar QB, and just kind of like, look, if you're the Ravens, you've earned a right to lay 7. Or if you're the Niners, like, okay, you're an established
Well, they're laying
product.
like 10. I mean,
Yeah, but look,
this is still shy of a touchdown. I don't think this is priced all that wrong.
I think the Lions are going to win the game. But when you have a secondary and a defense like the Lions, I don't feel great with the back door being open. Look, man, it's every week now. I mean, Christ, Matthew Stafford turned the clock back to 2012. I'm not a huge... Look, I like Baker for what he is, meaning I like his story. I like the fact he's a red ass.
I like he's feisty, yeah.
Teammates love him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the guy, he's fearless. He'll stand in the pocket and just get murdered.
Yeah, I've always
Straight
appreciated
up
that.
Homicide. But I'm with you. Lions going to win the game. I don't love laying the 6.5. I actually lean to the total here and some props. I think the total...
I have a ton of props on this too.
Okay, so look,
even if you don't like a side, you can still bet this
I was
game.
leaning over 47. Just looks high, we go higher. Because here's the game script.
Indoors, fast track, Bucs
Last
trailing.
time these two teams played, Goff threw it 44 times.
Yeah.
You know what the Bucs are going to have to do to compete in this game, season on the line? Probably throw 50 times. You're talking about a game where I'll be shocked if the two quarterbacks don't total 80 pass attempts. And if you got 80 pass attempts, I'd like to think you're going to get to the better part of 50 points. So, look, Jim's right. The blitzing, and it's one thing to say Bowles blitzes 41% of the time. Does it get home?
Does it actually affect the quarterback?
No.
Because it didn't on the road in the first meeting.
My issue with, well, Mike, if you don't want to lay the 6.5, why don't you take it? It's simple. Because any pathway I have to the Bucs winning this game involves turnovers. If the Lions play clean, I don't think the Lions can lose. Not to this team.
Mm-hmm.
But Tampa's blitzing is going to have to rattle Goff. It's going to have to force him into mistakes. They're going to have to be at least +2 in the turnover category. And the problem is Tampa can't run it, and they don't run it. And you're going to go to Ford Field. You know how to silence a crowd? You know how to calm a crowd down? 2nd and 5. 2nd and 4 turns into 1st and 10.
Yep.
Oh, I'm standing up. I'm yelling, Bob. 1st down. Sit the fuck back down. I'm going to stand up and get loud, Randy. 1st down. Shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
See, they can't do that. Now, yes, the passing game's great. You know what else the Bucs do, though, that pisses me off? They drop passes. They are like the Kansas City Chiefs of the Sunshine State. So I'm not going to touch a side. What I was thinking of doing was using the Lions on a money line basis. Lions money line, Niners money line, Ravens money line.
3 favorites together just to win.
That's it. If you want to involve the
price it
Lions,
out.
Sure thing, boss.
He's already holding his phone, guys. I'm just making
plus
it.
one, plus 110.
Okay.
And
I mean, it's not amazing.
No. That has to be something you do multiple units on. The point I'm making to you is I will be in disbelief if San Francisco or Baltimore lose. And I'm in that seat next to disbelief where if the Lions lost to Tampa Bay, I would be really shocked.
How do the Lions lose this game?
Turnovers.
Okay, so...
And their secondary continues to play like the three blind mice.
Okay. The deal with turnovers, right? This is a Goff thing. If you use your eyes, you can tell he doesn't handle pressure well. But I wanted to look up the specifics on it. PFF does a breakdown. Clean, Jared Goff has thrown 25 touchdowns to 3 interceptions, 76% passer. Unbelievable. And he's clean the majority of the time because of this line. But in the rare moments where he does get pressured, not blitzed, but pressured, 6 touchdowns, 9 picks, the second most interceptions against pressure this season. He has the lowest big-time throw rate of any quarterback in football when he's pressured. So that is the way they lose, is if the blitz gets home. But I feel like they got a good group of tight ends and backs in addition to the offensive line, and they'll keep him upright. He'll get the ball out quick. He'll keep doing what he's done against the blitz, which, for the most part, is thrive.
Yeah, I don't like the points, but I'm with you. I think the Lions win the game. I thought the total was interesting at 47. Props.
Yeah, let's go through them.
The props are a direct play against the Lions secondary. Baker over 253 passing yards. They got to throw it 50 times. Can you throw for 253? I'd like to think so.
What about a receiver specific?
I had Rashad White under 54.5 rushing yards.
Okay.
Can't run it, don't run it. And if the game script is they're going to be behind, well then. How about Baker over 34.5 attempts? I mean, sure. I will be shocked. Now, if you want to tell me, well, Mike, the Lions are just going to possess the ball for 40 minutes. Baker won't have a chance to throw 34 times. That's probably how I get beat. But with this secondary and the way this game's going to go, here's the bottom line. I don't love this game from a betting standpoint. I really don't.
Okay. So you don't like the side from a betting standpoint.
No.
But let me talk you through some of the props that I circled.
Let's hear it.
Mike Evans over 70.5 receiving yards. He had the drops last week.
If he can catch it.
But hold on. He leads the team in average depth of target. Lions give up a ton of air yards. Detroit's allowed a 100-yard receiver the last 4 games.
Oh, my Lord.
So listen, maybe you think it's Godwin and he's priced in the 50s, but I think it's Evans because he gets more of the deep throws, and those are the ones that pop and get the yardage.
I'm more interested in some of the secondary players for Tampa.
So how about I give you another one? The guy who's second on the team in average depth of target.
Trey Palmer.
Trey Palmer, which is set at 17.5. That's one big play.
Trey Palmer over 17.5.
Yep.
Trey Palmer longest reception over 9.5 yards. Trey Palmer touchdown at plus 450.
I like all of them.
I think that's a guy you could see a deep shot to, and frankly, the Lions are morbid in the secondary. Now, look, you get in the red zone, they can slow you down. But I think Trey Palmer's got value.
My favorite of the 3, you said his highest catch being over 9.5. Because again, 11 yards depth of target. If he gets one target on average, it should hit.
And then again, Trey Palmer's a kid. He didn't have a good quarterback playing college, playing at Nebraska, LSU transfer. Palmer's good, man. He's good. And he's behind Godwin and Evans and some of the tight ends. But Palmer is a talented kid. This isn't some fringe NFL player who should be bagging groceries. So I like his props.
Rashad White, under 15.5 carries.
Sounds right.
It's a little like Pacheco last week, the reverse. It's a little juiced. He was juiced to the over. This is juiced to the under. 15.5 is light for Rashad White. He gets typically 20-plus touches a game. I think he still may, but I don't think they're all rush attempts because they're trailing.
I think if you're Tampa Bay, you have to treat passing to Rashad White. Or if Chase Edmonds was healthy, I know he missed a couple practices with the toe, you got to treat your passing game to the running backs as your running game. I don't see a way they run the football. Jim, I don't.
Rashad White rush attempts, 18 last week, 19 the week before. He had 11 in their last loss. Keep in mind, that's part of the game script. 20, 21, 25, and 20, all in wins going back. In wins, sure, late in the game, a guy gets an extra 4 or 5 rush attempts as you're salting it away. Well, when you're trailing, you still might get him the ball, but I think he's going to be more involved as a receiver. You could play some props with him as a receiver.
Don't hate it.
With the Lions, Sam Laporta set at 41.5 receiving yards. Bucs 31st against the tight ends.
I wouldn't do it.
No,
I
because of
wouldn't
the
do
injury.
it as long as he's wearing that gasoline can around his knee.
So he's priced receptions 4.5 is juiced. Yards at 41 felt a little better.
Rooting for him to do it. I'm saying when you have a player who's still injured and we don't know what percentage he is back, he didn't play a big role last week. He caught the TD. His role was in the run game. Jim, if he's healthy, if he's back, these are shoo-ins. But
Goff's going to make plays through the year. The Bucs have a good run defense. He's going to make plays through the year. St. Brown is 91.5 as his total, and he's hit over 100 all these weeks. You could just go to old reliable. I thought Laporta was low, maybe because of the injury, but I think the matchup is there. Here's another prop. David Montgomery, anytime touchdown, -110. He's top 5 in rush attempts inside the 5 in the NFL. If the Lions are going to score, he's typically the guy that's going to finish the drive off. Good for a score. You like that?
I like it.
You don't have to love it, but do you like it?
I like it. I wonder if under Lions rushing props is where you're headed. We saw the first game where Goff threw it 44 times. Well, they didn't have Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, well, they had Montgomery.
Well, he got hurt in game.
Right. And my point is, they said, look, we're not going to run into a brick wall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is where props can drive you crazy.
I know. Because if the script goes the other way.
I like the Baker and the Trey Palmer stuff.
Okay.
I worry about Laporta's injury.
I think my favorite one is Palmer and Evans, but we're both targeting the passing game for the Bucs as the best spot to get some value.
I think Palmer's got insane value.
Yep.
Plus 450 for a touchdown, knowing you have to take deep shots.
Lions give up the big play.
Knowing they're going to roll coverage to Evans. And Godwin's knee is a storyline. He missed practice. Oh, look, it's been a storyline because he's blown it out 3-4 times. Trey Palmer's speed, I think, could present a real problem for the secondary.
You and I are on the same page.